Look what I found here, a road, some sort of road coming through. I don't know where I am. Well, I do know more or less. I could look at the... You know, I get a very good phone signal because there's an antenna just up there. Sometimes you get 5G here, which you don't even get in Bournemouth. Isn't that ridiculous? I've got 5G and there's no one else here. It's like the reservoirs leak like sieves in England. I can feel a rant coming on here. Yeah, reservoirs leak like sieves because you haven't maintained them properly. Look at this, there's a road. So I'm going to follow it, see where it goes. So one day it'll come up again. Yeah, in England, you're giving all these Nigerians coming in, thousands of them, they're doing some sort of MSc at the Bournemouth University. All of a sudden, they don't want to stay at the university flats anymore because they're rabbit hutches, they're tiny. They're below the minimum size, if the council's watching this. Anyway, and they cost £150 a week, which is ridiculous to a student. Okay, so to get over that, they lend them. Your loan will come through in September and it's 10 grand. And they're going to be there 5 years and they get a loan of 10 grand every year. All these Nigerians and Indians. That's just very kind of you, British government. But while the roads in Bournemouth are absolutely like this, with holes in. They're terrible. They don't drain properly. You try riding a bike over it. So you haven't got enough money or initiative to repair the roads properly. No, they're worse than they are in Spain, the roads in England. Yet you've got millions and millions to give to Nigerians. And do you seriously think these Nigerians are going to pay back the 50 grand you've lent them? You know what Nigerians are like from experience. They're well into fraud. They've got massive heads. I'm just going from experience. I'm not being racist. I've had a few Nigerians stay and I've had the beds broken, the door, some doors broken. Threatened his English girlfriend with a knife at the throat. You know, it's just a typical thing that happens. And they go back to their roots, I think. Anyway, I'm sure there's good ones, but I haven't had one yet. Nigerians, I'm sorry. But why are you giving them millions that probably isn't going to get paid back? Isn't this amazing? And the Indians, where's all the Europeans gone? Oh, we've done Brexit. Well, they were good. The Hungarians, some of the Romanians, Slovakians, Estonians, Yugoslavians, Czechs, Italians, French, German, Dutch. They're all pretty good, but okay, all of a sudden, Nigerians, let's let the Nigerians in and give them 50 grand each over 5 years, plus educate them. They go back to Nigeria. Do you honestly think they're going to pay that money back? You know, they come from Africa. With due respect to Nigerians. Fuck, where are we now? Look at this. This is another part of the land over here. It's amazing, isn't it? Okay, what else did I want to talk about? Yeah, the reservoirs. From going from a drought, having no water, to floods. Did you repair the reservoirs? Did you have a good look? Like a big swimming pool, an old swimming pool, chop out the rubbish. Get a digger in there, mini digger, dig out holes and repair it with rocks and cement, strong cement, and then paint it, for God's sake. So when they fill up the reservoirs again, it won't all drain away like a sieve. Yeah, it's just a bystander's comment. I don't know if the politicians are particularly stupid, but I'm beginning to believe they are. And you give them power to give Nigerians millions, and you're not even going to repair your own roads and reservoirs, and the gas problem and the electric problem. Where am I now? I'm bound to see some snakes in here. It's just a little observation there of England. I think England was better. I think all of Europe was better. Yeah, this is called a barranco. It's where the water comes down and it's very wet. It's mine as well. Didn't cost much. Not like a beach hut in Mudiford. Just the very simple things in England don't work. Why is the council tax so expensive? I mean, it is just ridiculous, isn't it? And if you're on benefits or you're this or you're that, you're over 60, you don't have to pay it. It's not fair, is it? If you do Airbnb or something like that. But it's over £3,000 a year for a house, for the council tax to empty your bins. It's to pay for all the people on housing benefits that are in a little flat, £700 a month. They don't want to pay for it. But they're ducking and diving, you know. Oh yeah, look at all this rock. I think I know where I am now. That's just my observation of England and why I don't like it. Property is incredibly expensive, yes it is. But I don't think it's incredibly good there. But the people like it, okay, they like it. And it rains a lot. Then you have a drought for a few weeks. It hasn't rained here for months. It's stunningly green. Right, when you've got a drought, repair your reservoirs. And better still, build underground tanks. Do you want me to explain how you build an underground tank? Okay, well, you find a low point in your land, like that, and you dig it down. Dig it down, nice big square hole, like this. You excavate 10 metres, 15 metres, 20 metres down. And then you make what to do first? I build a good floor, concrete with reinforced mesh, and then I build up off that because that's the foundation. Nice thick floor, 2 metres deep. It's going to be waterproof. Then coat it with waterproof cement, and then maybe tank it with a waterproof rubber paint. And then you build up the block walls. But the blocks, you build up, this is a tank, you build up the block walls. So you've got a big square tank, block walls. Then you're going to render the walls, you're going to spray render them with metal mesh again. And then we're going to paint it with waterproof paint, very good quality, or we're going to render it with the Sikaflex or something like that. Then we're going to put beams across the top from one side of the concrete to the other side of the concrete, blocks, beams, every half metre. It's got a good solid floor. And then we put concrete blocks in between the beams, they slot in. And you've got a nice solid floor you could drive that digger right over. It won't move at all. Then on top of that, you can put... Is this still recording? It's amazing if it is. Yes, it is. I thought I was getting up to 256 gigabytes full here. Anyway, getting back to the tank. We built the big tank, put the roof on it. And then on top of that, you can put turf, some earth and grow things, or I don't know if I'd build on top of it. Wouldn't be necessary here, would it? But you could build on top of it if you did it really well. Or build a golf course, or loads of things. And when it rains, all the water from the gutters goes into this tank. You have a pump up here, big powerful pump, and there's a pipe that goes down, not to the bottom of the tank, but about half a metre up. That's so all the slurry that you're going to get built up over the years doesn't get sucked up. So your tube is sucking up from a half a metre off the bottom, or metre. Every few years you're going to have to get someone in there to clear out the silt. But you won't get much, it will be years. So you tee that into your mains water pipe in your house. You turn off the mains, you tee that in, and you plug your pump in with water in your tank, and you won't know the difference. You open your taps, you probably will, because the water's even softer than what you've been using, because it's rainwater. And all that rain, you can even filter it through that sand filter if you want. You can test it, and you can put some chlorine in, copper sulfate. You can purify your water, pump it, but you don't have to drink it. You can buy bottled water to drink. But you're going to shower with it, you're going to use it for the toilet, you're going to water the garden with it, all that sort of thing. But you probably could drink it, but you can make it drinkable by filtering it through a swimming pool sand filter and putting products in the water. It's not rocket science, you know. So there's my view of your drought in England and why you don't build your houses properly. From here in the mountains in hot Spain, where it hasn't rained for... Well, I've been here for more than 2 months now and it hasn't rained. But it was very hot before I came back. So that's probably another 6 weeks. So it hasn't rained for a good 3 months here. Doesn't matter, does it? We've still got water. Still green. What a lovely walk today. Sometimes, and I don't know exactly where I am. I could look on the phone and locate it, but I'm happy just following the footpath that the hunters have used. You can see the track. Can you see it going up there? This is another barranco where when you get a lot of rain, which you can in Spain. There's my neighbour over there, Eladio it's called. He's not in. He was given that by his uncle. And I bought from the brother of the uncle this land. He's called Eugenio, and he didn't like the hunters because they never paid him. But you know what the hunters said to me?